Have you ever wondered how many times a day we look at the clock? To catch a meeting, to check the cake in the oven, or simply waiting for the day to end? We constantly measure time, manage it, kill it, or save it. But what if someone simply asked you this question? What actually is time? That is the moment our minds go blank. Centuries ago, St. Augustine expressed this helplessness perfectly. When no one asks me, I know what time is. But if I want to explain it, I do not know. Perhaps the most practical definition came from science fiction writer Ray Cummings. Time is what keeps everything from happening at once. For centuries, physicists built their understanding on this concept of order. If you had asked Newton, he would describe time as an unerring clock ticking away in the background of the universe, the same for everyone. Meaning, whether you were in space or on Earth, 1 second was 1 second. However, at the beginning of the 20th century, Albert Einstein shattered this absolute clock. Einstein showed us a strange truth. Time is not a river flowing at a constant speed. As motion accelerates, the flow of time slows down. And as gravity increases, time bends. 1 hour spent near a black hole could equal years for someone on Earth. In other words, time is personal. Your watch and my watch do not tick the same everywhere in the universe. But for physicists, the real headache is the direction of time. Most laws of physics, especially equations of motion, do not care about the direction of time. Planetary orbits would still make physical sense if you could view them in reverse. But in real life, this doesn't happen. A broken glass never spontaneously reassembles. Hot coffee cools down, but cold coffee doesn't heat up on its own. In physics, this is the second law of thermodynamics, or the arrow of time. The universe evolves from order to disorder. The reason time flows into the future is perhaps this tendency for disorder to increase. So, is it possible to go back in time? While theoretical physicists study wormholes, the practical answer is no, for now. The most famous and perhaps saddest anecdote belongs to Stephen Hawking. On June 28, 2009, Hawking threw a party. Balloons, champagne, everything was ready. But he sent the invitations after the party was over. The invitation read, "You are cordially invited to a reception for time travelers." No one showed up. Hawking presented this, half-jokingly, as experimental evidence that time travel from the future is not possible. So, physics proves time can bend and stretch, yet its nature remains ambiguous. Putting aside equations and paradoxes, the philosopher Soren Kierkegaard best summarized this irreversible flow. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. This is where physicists and philosophers meet. We can try to understand the past, but the current always drags us forward. All we can do is honor the now within this flow.